Dear participants, it's my pleasure to be here today. My name is Elīna Saule and I am Procurement Manager in RB Rail. My colleagues previously talked about various procurement-related topics, but today my focus will be on the beginning phase of all procurements, which is market research, market consultations, and effective supplier communication. During all phases of the procurement, it is really important for Procurement Commission to ensure that all of the public procurement main principles have been followed. And these are transparency, honoring free competition, equal and fair treatment, and of course also effective use of the funds of Rail Baltica. And if we talk about the planning stage, which includes early communication between contracting authority and suppliers, then it is the most crucial part to have this understanding of the industry trends. So actually you can apply those public procurement principles. So why supplier communication is such an important part of the procurement? Well, first of all, it's because in the planning process for all of the procurements that there are many questions that need to be answered. And it can be done only by involving persons who have expertise in the specific field of the industry. So the first thing that should be questioned is the scope. So we have to define the scope of the services. For example, if we have procurement related to the supply of services, there are many connected questions. Whether installation is necessary? What about training of the employees? Also, what about guarantee services? So basically, we must understand all the final deliverables of the procurement. So secondly, it is identifying potential suppliers. It may be so that for the specific procurements, there are just few suppliers because it's so unique subject matter or complex subject matter that this cannot be done by many competitors. And actually, for Procurement Commission, it is really important to understand this diversity of the interested suppliers because it will definitely define the requirements which will be set then accordingly in the regulations. And then we head on to the estimation of the contract price. So how much the services works currently costs at the market. Are there any additional costs? So these aspects will influence also what procurement procedure will be chosen. Because if this procurement subject matter is complex, as I mentioned before, definitely there will be necessity to conclude negotiations. And that means that one of the two-stage procurements most probably will be chosen. For example, competitive procedure with negotiations. Of course, this chosen procurement procedure will influence then also the timeline. And two-stage procurement will definitely be longer than just simple procurement, which is small procurement or open competition. The common procurement standards and guidelines for Rail Baltica project. So these are publicly available regulations, and it is basically minimum set of the requirements. And this is for the qualification requirements that needs to be included while drafting procurement documentation. But there is a possibility to deviate from these requirements. So in cases to widen the competition, but by ensuring that the quality is not then set less than expected. So why is it important for suppliers to actually engage in this early stage? Because they can give this feedback to the contracting authority that these requirements, for example, are too high, or maybe there aren't many competitors in the market that can actually ensure compliance with these requirements. So we are really waiting for your feedback. What about market research and market consultation methods? There are several market research methods. Of course, here are not mentioned all of them, but for example, it may be email communication by sending to the suppliers exact questions in the emails. Then, of course, online research from the company's official websites. Then online surveys sent to the suppliers, and involvement of internal or external experts. I can also add to this list, for example, brochures, booklets from the exhibitions, and so on. Then about market consultations. There are two types of market consultations, and both of them has completely different meaning. This first market consultations, which you can see, is conducted with an aim to have more information about the procurement, or to inform interested suppliers about published procurement plan and requirements. So basically it means that after market research, contracting authority still has many questions, and that's why we are announcing these public market consultations. About them, you can usually find the information on our website, and all the details I will tell you in the next slides. And then second type of the market consultations is done if procurement commission feels like in this particular procurement competition may be not so wide. So in case procurement commission receives only one proposal, they would have a chance to not terminate the procurement but continue with this one supplier. And I will tell you a little bit in more details. So these market consultations which I talked about are published with the aim to inform participants whether regarding procurement plan or to gain more information about procurement that will be published. And of course, after those market consultations, we always publish in our website the report with main conclusions and questions asked from the contracting authority side, and also, of course, interested suppliers may ask the questions or, let's say, provide concerns, if any. And then the second type of market consultations. So I will remind that this is done if the contracting authority feels like there may be a chance that competition will not be sufficient. So they are ensuring that they can continue also in case only one proposal is submitted. And in this case, you will find in electronic procurement system of contracting authority published technical specifications and published qualification requirements. So basically, this is like just few steps from publishing procurement. We have already technical specification, we have already qualification requirements, and also agreement maybe. And then there are at least 10 working days for interested suppliers for commenting. Any concerns, any questions, any comments can be added. After these market consultations have been concluded, of course, Procurement Commission assesses all the comments, and then it is up to the Procurement Commission to decide whether to change something or not. And previously, my presentation was focused on the pre-tender stage, but just as a kind reminder, because I cannot emphasize enough the importance of involvement in the process while a supplier can still do it. So after we publish the tender, there is still a possibility to ask questions and also to ask for amendments. Of course, with objective justification and reasoning why it needs to be done so. So please check that you are aware of requirements, that you can actually participate. Maybe you have to also apply to this procurement with some partners or made a partnership if you cannot fulfill some of the requirements. And we are close to ending this presentation and summary of key points. So first thing, please share your market knowledge, because without your opinion, without your expertise, it is really difficult to move further with procurement. And then also you can gain something while participating in market research and if you have early involvement in this process, because public procurement has strict rules, strict regulations, and by involving you will know what requirements will need to be fulfilled, and yeah, to understand a little bit more about public procurement law of Latvia. And about this I already talked before. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. And of course, choose your partners wisely in case you cannot fulfill, for example, economic financial standing requirements or any other requirements of the regulations. So thank you a lot.